Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between 120 versus SOC. This is taken from the WGL Winter Season 2020 October Pro Division. Over here on the top left hand side of the map we have 120 spotting as the Red Undead, meanwhile, or 120 spawning as the Red Undead. Meanwhile, over here on the top right we have SOC spawning as, well, the Blue Human. Good morning, Pastor Dave, how are you doing? As we are looking at, well, Altar of Kings, barracks, and a farm now coming across here. Well, now that we know that there is more to this game than a simple ladder match, what type of strategies will these players be trying to show? SOC opening up with pretty standard Altar of Kings barracks and a farm, nothing out of the ordinary here. Meanwhile, we are looking at pretty much the standard same thing across here. Altar of Darkness, Crypt, Ziggurat in the back, and a Tomb of Relics. Archmage, Mountain King, most likely two heroes coming in from SOC, and it is going to be an Archmage. Meanwhile, Death Knight, most likely the hero coming in from 120. Good morning. Good morning. We are going to be getting an early graveyard here, and now the next question to be asking is, are we going to be looking at expansions? Woke up to about half an inch of ice all over everything. Wow, must be pretty cold where you're at. It's not too cold here in Southern California. I think the low of 42. Not too bad, but as my children would say, it's freezing. Even though it's technically not freezing. Freezes at 32 Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. Acolyte now making its way back off to the north as well. Footman adding in as the Archmage, well, should be popping on out here, and we'll see where they are going to be going with that militia creep clear. It's all relative. Yeah. I think I've told this story. Like, I think I traveled to like Norfolk I traveled to Norfolk in the middle of winter, and me being the Southern California boy, like I saw, looked outside. I'm like, oh, look at the beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. I'm wearing t-shirts and shorts, and I think it was like 28 degrees outside, like super ridiculously cold, actually freezing, and all my friends who like traveled from like Canada, and since we were doing some play testing for some games, looked at me and just like, yeah, the California boy thinks that just because it's sunny, it's warm. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Archmage picking up Claws of Attack, +5 off over here. Good morning, Evelyn, as my daughter wants to watch me cast. Archmage will be able to get up to level 2, but surprisingly did not try and militia clear out this mercenary camp. We are looking, well, Water Elemental going to get taken out here. Death Knight going to be wandering on over, perhaps try and land a Death Coil to finish off that last Water Elemental, aggroing the creeps and now making their way down. Do you think Biden will introduce the metric system? Not if he wants to get re-elected. There's too many people. I think America had tried to adopt the metric system way back in the 80s, and it just did not work out. Not everyone understands the conversion ratios and trying to figure out how much is right. Miles per gallon versus liters of gallon per 100 kilometers is a very different way of thinking about things. My wife is chilling and she refuses to learn Fahrenheit. Well, yeah, I don't think the Lord himself could get the US to go metric. Yeah, no. Pretty much you only use in America, you only use the metric system in school, because, well, that's what everyone else uses. Anyways, Militia now making its way back around here. Ogre Magi now making its way down. He's going to go ahead and finish things off, as that last footman is going to get finished off as well. This conversion to Imperial system. The conversions to the Imperial system are a bit more complicated. The Imperial system, their standards of measurements were more based on like a common day living, right? Like an acre, the size of an acre was what a farmer could use in order to like plow a field by himself, right? Or a bushel of apples is what a worker could easily carry, not an actual and used for measurement there, and inches and feet and all of that. Just trying to remember 5,280 feet in a mile. as opposed to simple conversions for meters and kilometers. A king's foot. The conversions in Imperials, yeah, definitely the case. Anyways, Death Knight now, well, making its way through Water Elemental, just getting taken out there. Let's focus on the game instead. We are at 30 over 30 supply coming in from 120. Meanwhile, 36 over 36 from Sock, as he is still sitting at tier 1. Archmage is going to try and retreat back here, and it looks as though 120 will... excuse me, will be trying to put a little bit of pressure onto this expansion before it gets operational. Skeletal minions are already being summoned into play here. Death Knight, Death Coil. Now, the Death Knight, however, relatively low on hit points, being forced to retreat back. And remember, this Death Knight is moving a little bit slower than in games past. This new what 7.5% increase in movement speed with the 50%. And we'll see what difference it really makes here as the Crypt Fiends now trying to make their way back off over here to the top left. All right, there goes another skeletal minion there. Archmage looks like they will be able to hold on to this expansion. A couple of peasants will be trained up, and it is going to be 2 bases versus 1. All right. 1 Crypt Fiend. Come on, one more shot right there. There goes a Frost Nova. The AoE damage actually finishing off 1 as the Footman. One more shot. Death Coil finishes off another as the Crypt Fiend attack was already underway. Death Knight, however, is still sitting at level 2. We should be getting up a Slaughterhouse with Obsidian statues to help with this next push. And it feels like 120 is just in a great spot here. He is exactly where he wants to be. He's taking down a couple of footmen, which means that, well, Sock is going to be forced to train up a little bit more footmen in order to still hold on to himself during this game portion. Meanwhile, Water Elemental already sitting at level 2, and the units are going to be forced to back up here. Death Knight actually lower on experience than I thought he would be, as he picks up a potion of greater healing. Is he going to be forced to use it? That is the question. Down to 76 hit points, and he is still being able somehow to run away. Archmage is not going after him. Not quite sure what that is about, as an Obsidian statue now going to provide a little bit of healing. Death Knight still sitting at level 2. You can see the Water Elemental trying to go after the Obsidian statue now, not going to work out well, as the Death Knight still sits at level 2 as well. Death Knight sitting at level 2 is going to be able to get up any big Death Coils to try and save right there. Lich could end up getting surrounded. There's a Frost Nova, and well, are we going to see the Potion of Healing transferred? Yes, it is. Potion of Healing transferred. That means the Death Knight now is taking a lot of damage, as well as the Death Knight now is going to be forced to run away from that Archmage. Sock, is he going to be able to finish it off? Down to 52 hit points there. Obsidian statue, Frost armor on the Death Knight, and there's a little bit more healing again. All right, that Obsidian statue, just what the doctor ordered. The Potion of Greater Healing transferred from the Death Knight to the Lich, coming in for the save. Obsidian statue now down to 195 here. Death Knight down to 89 or 89. Thank you for the follow, as we're looking at the Obsidian statue making its way back over. Lich sitting at level 2. Death Knight sitting at level 2. Going to be very close to level 3. Archmage already at level 3. But as I've said, he does have a large number of footmen out onto the field right now, and you don't want to be training into footmen as your opponent is getting higher and higher level undead heroes. That Death Knight at level 2 with level 2 Death Coil, that Lich getting closer and closer to level 3, that Frost Nova, that Icy Blast gonna freeze them in place or slow them in place, and then, well, have things go from bad to worse. 41 supply versus 42, but I believe the tech advantage of Sock giving Sock that slight advantage right now. As the Death Knight makes its way back down, we are looking at, well, Lich on the move back down here as well. Where are all of these units going to be? Where are all of these units going to be trying to go? Lich desperately trying to get and gain all of that experience. Meanwhile, Archmage just running laps, trying to figure out where his opponent is. 120 sitting on a Black Citadel, isn't going for a third hero, but is going for Destroyer form. All right, Destroyer form, big play indeed, as the Destroyers will be able to devour magic, removing the Water Elementals or nullifying them in the equation. All right, Water Elemental and Ghoul, well, battling it up here. Two of Relics about to get taken down. That is going to stop any additional training of Obsidian statues. And this one Obsidian statue down to 91 hit points is going to be able to retreat all the way back down to 51. It is trying to be repaired. There is the Devour Magic, and it heals back up enough as the Death Knight uses, what was it, a Death Pack? No, Unholy Aura, Death Coil to make its way through, and then trying to get some more Devour Magic as well. All right, Destroyer down to 39 hit points. It gets shot down as well, as it was trying to offer a little bit of protection, and I take it back. Sock is in a great spot all of a sudden. He found the right timing. He massed up a large number of footmen, even though it wouldn't transition very well, and he is just pressuring 120's base. Meanwhile, coming back across over here, Sock is able to easily defend against all of these Crypt Fiends right now, as there's guard towers, well, just outside of range from all of those units. Just a lot of repairs currently going on. All right, Scroll of Town Portal. All of the units are going to be trying to retreat back here. Are those Crypt Fiends going to be able to run back away? Where did it go? There it is. That was just a Staff of Teleport. That was the Scroll of Town Portal. All of the footmen are still being left behind here. What is going on? Orb of Corruption, Death Knight now trying to chase after the Mountain King, trying to chase after that Death Knight, as the footmen are now retreating back down again. All right, multiple battles taking place all over the map. Death Knight now needs to retreat back as well. Archmage gonna go ahead and Staff of Teleportation. Where is it gonna go? As we're looking at the Obsidian statues currently just providing a lot of heal coverage. All right, in a base trading scenario, if you have more bases, you are generally winning, and that is what we're looking at right now, as Sock is trying to just dive on into his opponent's base, meanwhile keeping his own expansion at least alive and well for right now, as the Frost Nova constantly making problems here. More repairs are going to be needed. Are we seeing Arcane Tower onto that Lich? Yes, our Lich now losing a lot of mana, and now not going to be able to easily get off a Frost Nova unless it provides more mana again. More repairs are underway. Another peasant about to get taken down. There is quad peasants trying to repair here, keeping that Town Hall alive. Meanwhile, back down here, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Death Knight perhaps going to try to finish off that Lich, or the Archmage. Archmage able to stay alive. Death Knight now trying to retreat back. No Tomb of Relics. There is double Spirit Towers here, and somehow, well, Sock is able to overstay his welcome and still start punishing all of these Acolytes still. Back down to the south here, we're still seeing peasants getting taken out. Lich and these Crypt Fiends still trying to put in pressure here. It looks like that Town Hall needs to get repaired once more, as the Death Knight, well, wanting to go over here to the bottom right-hand side of the map. Footmen, Water Elemental still in position. Tomb of Relics looks like it will get up and running finally, as there are no more footmen inside the base. Death Knight still looking to retreat back, does have a Scroll of Healing and could bring it over to get in a lot of protection as well. Lich now trying to back up here. Are we going to see the Death Knight get healed up? Death Coil perhaps going to try and save up that Crypt Fiend, but Sock is in a great spot right there, really training up a lot more footmen and then trying to make something of it. However, the Archmage coming in with Blizzard to try and throw things off, trying to disrupt any of that damage, as the Archmage now making its way back over again. All right, damage coming back through. Crypt Fiends trying to finish off this Town Hall. Town Hall down to 300 hit points and falling steadily, but well, the Blizzard is going to just constantly keep these Crypt Fiends in motion, as the units are just trying to make their way around again. All right, I'm going to see a Stormbolt or anything of that nature. Mountain King, no, does not have a Thunderclap to slow those units down, as more peasants are going to get taken out. The downside right now is that, well, that is just an illusion. The Lich is getting very close to level 4. Knights now being forced to back up. There's a Staff of Sanctuary fighting again, as the Archmage trying to go after some units, and we see a beautiful Death Coil saving that one Crypt Fiend there. All right, units are still trying to engage again. We are seeing the Obsidian statue, and Sock is still landing in a lot of that pressure. Knights getting Staff of Sanctuary being sent back home. More Knights need to join in on the fight here, as we are looking at Siege Engines now making their way over into 120's base. Siege Engines, because of the better economy of Sock, he's able to start putting pressure just with Siege Engines inside the main base here, as we now see Rain of Fire. However, Arcane Tower coupled with the Stormbolt quickly shutting down that strategy. Pit Lord now standing in the back again. Archmage may try and get into more Blizzard. There goes another Pit Lord just trying to dive on in. It tried to go for perhaps a Rain of Fire, but ended up losing all of his mana before he was able to get it off. All right, Deathclaw trying to save in some units. Only one Obsidian statue in the back right now, and that Obsidian statue doesn't have very much mana, if any. Siege Engine's trying to hold back here, as a Knight going to be going alongside that Siege Engine and perhaps trying to put in pressure again. All right, still more repairs on this expansion right here. Are we going to see a Staff? Yeah, Staff of Teleportation going to teleport back with the rest of this army here. And here we go, trying to put in that pressure once again. Archmage going to drop in Blizzard. Knights are off over here. Meanwhile, the Paladin and the Mountain King just still trying to hold everything back here. Sock, if he holds this off, because of the superior economy, That would be great. The Crypt Fiends, well, the peasants are just buying time right now as we're looking at 60 supply compared to 56. Militia coming in from the backside here. All right, it looks as though a Crypt Fiend going to get taken down. Death Knight did not have enough mana. We are looking at level 1 on that Mountain King. Mountain King about to get taken down. No, potion of healing in time. Meanwhile, Paladin still trying to fight his way through. Are we going to see, well, a surround onto that Death Knight? Death Knight, is he going to be able to break free? That is the question. Death Knight down to 243 hit points, able to get away down to 140 as a Holy Light and a Stormbolt would have been enough, but the, well, Mountain King didn't have the mana. Guard Tower is unable to put enough pressure. In addition to that, the Lich's Frost armor, adding in additional armor for that Death Knight, and also with that Ring of Protection being able to mitigate so much of that damage. All right, repairs are still underway. Mountain King, Clarity Potion, Paladin is still off over here. There's the Scroll of Town Portal to retreat all the way back. There was a second Necropolis being added as a siege engine tries to take down the Black Citadel, but is unsuccessful. All right, Mountain King and Paladin making their way through across here. Knights should be able to do a large amount of damage, 30 to 38 damage. No Sundering Blades as of yet. Gonna get Animal War training first. That was a very long fight with nothing really happening for quite a bit of time. We're now at 48 versus 48 supply, and that does mean Sok has a major economic advantage, mining twice as much gold from his opponent. However, this expansion only has about, 12 more minutes of mining left. And if 120 tries to take this expansion over here on the bottom left, he should be able to hold on to it longer and then in the end come out ahead economically, since he wasn't in high upkeep or low upkeep nearly as long, and he wasn't being forced to constantly just repair his buildings. All right, units are on the move. Once again, we are looking at siege engines, well, trying to take down one Necropolis off over here, low on lumber and on gold. And that's 120 situation as we're looking at pressure mounting up once again. Rain of Fire coming down, looking to put pressure onto all of these peasants here. Arcane Power not attacking, and thank you for the follow. As we see the Pit Lord just trying to rain down here once more. Are we going to see another Rain of Fire? That is the question to be had, as the Blizzard now coming in from the Archmage off to the north here. Death Coil, Frost Nova, and all of a sudden the Archmage has to be careful. Holy Light does bring that Archmage back into, well, a much more comfortable zone. But that Archmage needs another couple of Holy Lights in order to not get blasted down again. One Crypt Fiend a little bit overzealous, trying to push in a little bit too far. More damage adding in. Pit Lord could come off with another Rain of Fire. Really needs to get a Rain of Fire right here to try and stop many of those peasants. And there we go. There goes a whole bunch of peasants once more getting taken out. They're going to get taken down. Another peasant could get lost. No, it does not. Down to, well, dead, as that damage over time started to add up. Meanwhile, Archmage, Siege Engine, Knights now pushing pressure onto the main base here. Mountain King in position again, as the Knights are now making their way over. Staff of Teleportation coming in. Death Knight showing up to the party, but did not hit the Black Citadel, so he knew that it was a Staff of Teleportation and not a Scroll of Town Portal. Death Knight still off over here. Archmage down to 165 hit points. Death Knight is going to be able to get off a Death Coil down to 29 hit points, as as a little bit of magic resistance helping that Archmage stay alive. Death Knight fighting back on the other side here. Acolytes unable to keep the Black Citadel up. No Scroll of Town Portal possible, as the units are now going to go for a timely retreat and head back home. One Siege Engine still blasting away here, as Sok is able to hold on to this expansion, and we're still looking at a battle going down. Level 4 on that Lich trying to fight back. Pit Lord seeing that level 2 Knights now putting in pressure. Mountain King almost taken down. Pit Lord is right there. Are we going to get some damage here, as the Pit Lord could get taken down? There's a Holy Light followed by a Fireball, and the Pit Lord ends up falling. All right, Staff of Sanctuary saving a Knight, as the Knights are still continuing to engage. Not enough Frost Armor to protect all of those Crypt Fiends, as the units are now trying to retreat back as well. Siege Engines, Death Knight now making their way back over. 47 supply compared to 53. Sok with the slight economic advantage now, but also having an army size advantage moving on into what I believe to be the late game. Sok should be able to close the door on this game here. He's been having quite a large advantage throughout this matchup, and without the Pit Lord with Rain of Fire, this expansion doesn't look like it will be falling. Sok has been able to hold out and has been cold and calculating knowing that those Crypt Fiends can attack this town hall for days, and as long as he has enough towers, he is covering those peasants, he should be fine. All right, Death Knight and the Lich, however, are both sitting at level 4, leading in terms of in terms of hero level advantage. And is that going to be enough to perhaps start taking down and picking off some of these knights and some of these peasants? There goes a staff of teleportation running on into the back. Archmage is there, acolytes trying to retreat back, and now no gold being mined at all by 120. Pitlord trying to make its way back over there. Acolytes are now trying to just constantly repair. Archmage is still there, and it's going to be able to just rain down Blizzard across all of those acolytes. Still trying to repair, trying to keep it alive. Meanwhile, what is 120 doing during this time? He is clearing out some orange creep camps to perhaps try and get gold another way and get to level 5 on his Death Knight. Staff of Sanctuary saving the Paladin there. Scroll of Town Portal, I believe, retreating. Nope, Staff of Teleportation and retreating back out, as we do have a Necropolis back in play. No slaughterhouse, no graveyard, no crypt, no production buildings. What you see is what you get, and all 120 can really do is perhaps spend his gold on items to try and get back into this game before Sock is able to just build up too many units. No crypt, no slaughterhouse, and needs to even upgrade the Necropolis if he wants that slaughterhouse back. 120 is definitely in trouble at this point, as the Pit Lord, Death Knight, and Lich hoping that their level advantage can carry them through. Coming back down, Paladin, Archmage, Mountain King hoping to clear out some additional creep camps, quickly noticing, wait, my opponent has already cleared them out. What am I going to do now? If the Death Knight and the Lich both get to level 5, and even with Staff of Sanctuary, that only stops you from taking down one unit. Perhaps another staff, nope, 2 Staff of Sanctuaries between the Archmage and that Mountain King. We are looking at an illusion just wandering around here once again, but I believe the writing is on the wall. Sock should be able to easily take this game here, unless there is a great battle going in favor of the other way. Oh, Stormbolt straight up onto the Lich. Lich does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Now going to try and change up that position. There's Rain of Fire onto the Archmage, who is currently stationary. Death Coil saving that Crypt Fiend right there, as the Death Knight, well, trying to go after some of those units here. Mountain King, is he going to get taken down? No, Holy Light does save right there. Lich trying to back away once more. Are we going to be looking at any more damage? Perhaps a Frost Nova, Death Coil onto the Archmage. Archmage gets a Holy Light, trying to retreat back. We could be looking at a Staff of Sanctuary. No, goes for a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability instead. 7 seconds of invulnerability, as there what I believe a Death Coil to save that Crypt Fiend. After that clap, Staff of Sanctuary saves the Mountain King. There goes that Crypt Fiend again, as a Knight does get taken down. All right, units trying to retreat, run back the other way. 2 Obsidian Statues, only one of them has mana. Death Knight now leading the charge here. There goes a Knight trying to run on through, and are we going to see that Knight get away? Yes, we are. The Knight correctly does not try to stick around. Lich without mana, unable to slow it down, as that Knight backs off at 800 hit points. All right, Death Knight, Pit Lord still trying to make its way through. Spellbreakers getting added in to this fight as well. Another Knight just able to run on by. Staff of Sanctuary, well, showing how many Knights we have. Sock at 68 supply compared to 48. Rain of Fire trying to add up damage right there, getting a little bit of damage on that Arcane Tower, as the Knights are just trying to dive on through once more. 42 supply army compared to 68, as we see a Necropolis and now a Haunted Goldmine on the bottom left. Of Siege Engine is going to try to make short work of that expansion, as we're also looking at unsummoning of Ziggurats to try and get a little bit of extra gold. This Siege Engine, but going after this Haunted Goldmine here, Haunted Goldmine already down to 470 some odd hit points. It is not taking bonus damage because it is not fortified armor as of yet. All right, it looks as though this Siege Engine will get taken down. However, the Knights are now able to bash freely onto these Crypt Fiends. This is bad news indeed, as the units are now trying to back away once more. Haunted Goldmine down to 267 hit points. Spellbreakers in that front line. Death Coil saving that Lich temporarily, but that mana on that Lich is actually a hazard right now, as the Holy Light saving that Mountain King again. All right, level 2 on that Paladin. Once it gets to level 3, I believe that is enough for Sock to finish off this game outright, as the Lich is still unable to use Frost Nova effectively. All right, Haunted Goldmine finally down. We are going to get some repairs. Spellbreakers trying to push their way through. Knights getting in some of that damage. Siege Engines trying to make their way through as well, as the Mountain King and the Archmage continually take units back home, removing their potential experience and saving that unit to fight another day. So far, though, 120 is doing his best to hold off, but it looks as though Sock is going to be able to, well, take this as, no, there goes the Mountain King, there goes the Mountain King. All right, level 2 Mountain King taken down. Lich getting taken down, though, and that may be the end of it. Sock losing the level 2 Mountain King, however, quickly able to take out a level 4 Lich instead, as the Pit Lord is now trying to retreat back. No Stormbolt for the retreat, as the units are now trying to make their way back out. Now Lich is back out onto the field. Are we going to get some extra damage? Pit Lord is in position. There goes a rain of fire. Death Knight, well, Death Knight unable to save that Crypt Fiend in the back. There goes a Staff of Sanctuary, and it really was the multiple Staff of Sanctuaries, and Sock just being able to hold on at his expansion for so long to come away with the victory. Resource score showing Sock mining or winning in that category by 10,000, even though he lost it in the hero score by a significant amount as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.